besties! Welcome back to my channel, and for those who are new here, hi, I'm Candy from the Porkchop Bun, your best friend in Macau. And on my live streams, I talk about things that people would like to know about Macau, and also it gives me a chance to show people how cool Macau really is. And let's just jump straight into today's topic. And I find that today's topic is kind of fun. Like, I want to go over my top 5 first impressions of Macau when I just moved back from Canada. So just a quick background story of me. I know that many of you know this. So I was born in Macau, but I moved to Canada when I was a baby. And then I came back to Macau after graduating university. But I don't go back to Macau quite often, even though I was studying in Canada. Like, I only go back during the summertime, when I visited my grandparents and we stayed for 2 months. And it was like every year we just go back to visit for 2 months until my grandma passed away. And then in high school, we just went back every 2 or 3 years. So technically, I would go there for summer vacations in Macau. And cause I usually just study in Canada, right? And I've been in Canada for more than 20 years. I know it sounds crazy. Basically all my life, I grew up in Canada. And upcoming December will be my 5th year in Macau. I mean, so crazy, right? Seriously, where did the time go? It just went by so fast. And it seems like it was yesterday since I moved back here. And the Porkchop Bun. I mean, time just goes by so fast. I remember, especially when you're in Macau. I remember when I was vacationing in Macau, and basically I blink a few times, and it's already nighttime. It's absolutely insane. I think Macau time goes faster when you're in Macau compared to Canada. When in Canada, I feel the time is a little bit slower. You can tell by the walking too. I remember when I first came back to Macau, I walk really slow, okay? I don't know, I was just chilling. I was very chill kind of vibe. And then my sister was what are you doing, Candy? Why are you walking so slow? Basically cars were coming at me, but I was just so chill, bro, what's up? That kind of vibe when I came back. But now I do walk a little bit faster. But anyways, I wanted to share my first impressions of Macau with you, especially for those who are planning to move to Macau, or if you're kind of new to Macau, so you know what to expect. Because when I first moved back from Canada, a lot of my friends were oh, hey Candy, are you gonna be okay in Macau? You've been your whole life in Canada, are you sure you're gonna be okay? And okay, at that time I was answered so confidently. I was yo, no problem, they speak Cantonese, I speak Cantonese, we are good. But okay, I found out that was totally wrong, okay? The whole culture is really different. Even though I speak Cantonese myself, it's I'll go more in depth later. But by the way, if you agree with the following first impressions of Macau, remember to comment in the chat box and let me know if you agree of what I'm about to say about these first impressions. But anyways, I'm going to be using my Canadian perspective when I talk about these first impressions. And let's just get started. So the first thing I really noticed is that everything is really accessible here. I'm not sure about you, when I came I was just wow, everything is just so close. Everything's just so close by. You don't need a car to drive. and buses can take you everywhere in Macau. And to be very honest with you, I would say like having a car in Macau is like a luxury item here. And why I say that also is because like there's a lot of cars but not enough parking spaces, and that's why the parking spaces are very expensive here. Like if you rent like once a month or something, it is more expensive, and it depends which area too. Because some area it's like they're known for no parking. Okay, like they're known that it's so hard to find parking, and that's why that area, the parking spaces it's really expensive if you rent there. And yeah, like I do have a license in Macau, but like I haven't driven ever since I came back. Like I went back to Vancouver for a little quick bit in like 2018 because my house had a huge leakage. And then like when I first drove, I remember I was like sweating, like I was having cold sweat, like I was kind of scared, okay? Cause like, you know, at that time I haven't driven for like 2 years already, and like I just never drove in Macau, right? And then when I first drove, it was kind of scary to me. I was like, yo, like what's going on? Like, and I almost forgot how to park. Like literally, it just went through my mind. Like I don't even know how to park all of a sudden. It was like, oh, how do I do back in again? Like hello? Like yeah, you know, like oh no, what do I do? Like I was kind of like my hands were shaking when I first drive again when I was back in Vancouver in 2018. So technically, if you give me a car right now, you better have your heart ready, cause your girl is pretty rusty with driving, okay? Like super rusty. Like, I don't know if I can drive again. It's just been too long, but I'm sure I'll pick it up again when I do drive in Macau. And I also want to mention that for Macau driving, it is slightly different because I know that I think in Canada we drive on the left side, so the steering wheel is on the left side. But in Macau, the steering wheel is on the right side, I think. Yeah, on the right side. So it is different. You know, it's totally different. So if you tell me to drive in Macau, I am a little bit scared too, because, you know, the roads are kind of different too, right? So yeah, I mean, if one day you sit in my car, I wish you good luck. Yeah, but like, you know what? Like in Macau, everything is so accessible that I either take the bus or like walk, because it's just so close. Like everything is just so close by. Like literally when I came down from my apartment, there are like 10 restaurants and like bus stops and like supermarkets. And to be honest with you, like I think that's how I gained 10 pounds in like 2 weeks. I know it sounds crazy, but like seriously, like I gained a lot of weight in Macau, like a lot of weight. And I think the last 2 years I lost it all, but man, like when I first came, I was just eating like a pig. I was just like yum 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 yum, like every day I was eating a lot. Yeah, but like in general, like most of the time it's like a walkable distance in Macau. Like I would say like I usually take like 30 minutes walk, like just everywhere. Like if it's not raining and you know the weather's okay, I usually choose walking. And in the morning too, like when I go workout, it's like I take like 20-minute walk. Like I walk there unless I'm super late. Like I'm super late, I can't wake up and I'm, oh my gosh, like dear lord, and I take a taxi. Okay, but like I usually just walk to my gym like in the morning, just to get my little cardio in. And because everything is so close, I tend to be kind of lazy now, to be very honest. Like, so back in Canada, when I had to go to university to like study or something or go classes, right? Like I literally drove like 30 minutes from my house to my university every single day. And I know it sounds crazy, right? Like 30 minutes, that's quite a lot. I mean, like seriously, like 30 minutes. And that's only if it's not in like traffic jam. You know, if it's traffic jam, that's like around like 45 minutes, I would say. 45 minutes to 1 hour, and every day. So when I come back and forth, it's like 1 hour, okay? And I didn't even complain back then for some reason. I was totally like okay with it. I didn't really complain. And then like now, like in Macau, like I don't even want to take a 15 minutes bus ride across the bridge. Like I literally, my friend was like, "Oh hey, let's go to Taipa for shopping," and I'm just kind of like, "Oh man, it's so far. Like oh, everything's just so far, you know." And it's just that different mindset, right? Because in Canada, like I'm used to driving everywhere, like especially like at nighttime when I hang out with my friends, and I'll be like, "Yo, let's grab bubble tea. Yeah, let's go like this place," and then we just drive there. Like it's super normal. But now it's kind of like I can't even take like a 15-minute bus ride across the bridge. I know it sounds crazy, but like I really feel that I'm kind of lazier. Like I'm kind of lazier when I moved back moved back to Macau. But let's get straight to the next first impression is that casinos are literally everywhere in Macau. Like every corner, every like place, it's just everywhere. And we have the best casinos and resorts in the whole world, and I am very proud to say that. Like if you've been to Macau casinos, you can't go back. Like you seriously can't go back. Like it's going to raise their standards really high up for like hotels in general. Like, the whole wide world, like, it's gonna raise their standards really high up. And when I went back to Canada like a few years back, they just opened like a new hotel resort there, and then a lot of my friends were telling me, they're like, "Oh my gosh, Candy, like this is so nice. You know, this new resort is super super nice." And I was like, "Okay, cool. Like I can like check it out." So I went there and I saw it, and I was like, "Oh, like, huh." It wasn't there wasn't anything special, right? Like to me, yeah, that was like literally me at like when I saw the hotel in like Canada. Okay, I was literally like, nothing really really special going on. Like I just feel like very like neutral about it, to be very honest. Like I was just like, oh, that's cool, okay, because Macau casinos are like in your face designs, like super in your face, okay? Like if you have seen their lobby in Macau, it is absolutely crazy. Like the amount of money they put into like these lobby shows in general, it's like it is gonna blow your mind. I know it's you may think that I'm like making it sound really dramatic, but seriously, if you go to Macau, go to their lobbies too. It is like the lobby shows especially. It is absolutely amazing. Like you know, there's like a hotel where there's like a 12 zodiac on the ceiling, and then like it'll just open like ching, like this open thing, and then like this diamond thing, like a diamond what do you call it, a diamond lamp just comes down, and there's this tree that comes up and does this like 360 spin, and people throw money in. Yeah, that's the amount of craziness you're gonna expect, okay? Like that's really crazy. And also like another hotel where there's like where like they'll play a lot of music and like ding 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 but kind of thing, and then there's gonna be like a huge diamond like pop out of nowhere, and then like the fountain just opens like ching, and like it just goes like 360 like da, 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 and then when it's done it's like goes back in. Like that's how much money like the casinos put in their lobby shows. I kid you not. If you do come, please go check it out. Like compared to Las Vegas though, like I've been to Las Vegas. It is amazing. I love it there. Like I can't wait to go back. Macau, we don't have a nightlife here. Like even though we have a lot of casinos and stuff, we do not have a nightlife. Like I hope we don't have like high expectations just because we're like, you know, the Asia's Las Vegas. Don't expect to have like a lively nightlife compared to Las Vegas, okay? Like I remember Las Vegas was just being super fun. Like it's known for like Sin City. Like wink, wink, wink. Like, you know, it's like what goes on there. What's that saying? What goes on there? Like, you don't say it when you come back, kind of thing. Like, people just don't sleep and like they just party, and like there's like amazing shows at every casinos. Like Cirque du Soleil is like a really famous circus, and there's like what 10 Cirque du Soleil shows. Oh my god, I cannot speak. Cirque du Soleil shows at almost every hotel, and it's like, you know, the shows are amazing, and there's like there's at least 10 Michelin stars like restaurants. Like, you have like Gordon Ramsay restaurants, and that's like 5 restaurants right there already, and it's just like party. But like in Macau, we just don't have that kind of nightlife here. Like, it is a super different vibe. And like, you know, we only have like, I would say like one show that's really famous here. Like, a lot of tourists always go to that show. It's called, I think, the House of Dancing Waters. If you've been there, you know, it is amazing. And it's like, you know, that's the only show I can think of right now that's like super famous, and a lot of tourists actually go watch it. But mostly like tourists just gamble. Like, I don't even like, not even for food. I don't think there's anything that's really famous for food that people go to in hotels. Like, you know, compared to like Gordon Ramsay. Like, if I'm at Las Vegas, I'll try like Gordon Ramsay's like restaurants. Like, I'm a huge fan of like cooking shows by Gordon Ramsay, but here it's kind of like, I don't recall any restaurants that's really stand out. Like, there's like Gordon Ramsay restaurant opening at Londoner soon. I don't know when, but like I know they're opening soon. But yeah, it is just a very chill vibes kind of thing. Like, just super chill. Yeah, there's not like a lot. There's no clubbing for sure. Like, if you go clubbing, it's like, you know, not like tours. It's not super fun. I haven't been in the Macau clubbing scene, but I do hear there it's not fun compared to Las Vegas. And yeah, and I also do want to mention that if you live right by the casino, just be aware of the lights. Like, you know, it's like shining at your like face, especially when you want to go sleep at nighttime. Like, you know, it's, what do you call it? It's called noise pollution. Just know that, like, if there's gonna be a lot of noise pollution in Macau due to, oh sorry, it's not noise pollution. I'm so sorry. It is light pollution. Light pollution in Macau. I just want to let you know that before you come here. And then now I want to talk about healthcare. To me, healthcare is expensive here, okay? That's my opinion. And the reason I say that is because like I grew up having free healthcare in Canada, okay? Like, literally, like, I don't have to pay for like my healthcare in Canada, and that's why I feel like it is expensive when I came back to Macau. Like, there are bad sides to having a free healthcare, because if you want to go see a specialist in Canada, it will take a very long time because of the lineup. Like, everyone's just lining up because it's free, and it almost takes like half a year. So imagine if like imagine, okay, I'm gonna use it as an example. Like, if I have cancer, right? And then like, imagine I can't go see a specialist and I have to wait half a year just to see, and I'm not sure if I'll be still there, like, you know, as I mean, like, am I gonna be bye-bye, or like the cancer is gonna grow or something, right? So that's the really bad thing about that, is that if you know, if healthcare is free in Canada, but then like the Macau government does give each Macau resident healthcare vouchers. So basically, like, they give you like kind of like coupons, I would say, and it's installed right into your ID card. So basically, like, if you go see your doctor and then you just go like, you just have this like this reader, and you ding, and it'll just take off money from that, like your ID card. I think it's $1,000 MOP per year. I think I always get a little bit mixed up between here, but I think it's around $1,000 MOP, and you can use it everywhere. Like most of the clinics accept it, except for a private hospital called Gangwoo. Like they made it clear that like, okay, we don't accept like these government voucher cards. And mainly I use these government voucher cards for like Chinese medicine, like Chinese medicine, acupuncture, and also for dentists. Like mainly like dentists, I would say every year I use them for. And like, you know, I would say like every normal doctor visit, like every normal doctor visit is like around $200 MOP. So that is around like $30 Canadian, right? Like imagine like, oh my gosh, I have to pay out of my pocket. Like the only thing I paid in Canada are my medicine, okay? And I even get subsidized for these kind of medicines, okay? So yeah, and I feel like in Macau that like they really overdo it with the examinations when you're feeling super fine. Like when you're feeling super fine in general, you're like, okay, like, you know, maybe I have some coughs like that. And then like if you go to a certain place, like, you know, they'll be like, oh yeah, okay, I need to check your like MRI, like X-ray, like, you know, I see some fogginess in your lungs, and like, you know, you need some blood testing and urine testing, like just a lot of these testings. And you know, I sometimes feel like I do have to agree with some people, like, you know, like they really overdo it. And this is only my opinion and like my experience with the healthcare in Macau, is that, you know, they're really money based. You know, like they're really like, oh, I need to make more money from this patient. That's the feeling I get. And like, you know, I just really want to get it out there just to let you guys know that, you know, it does happen, and, you know, just have a little bit of a mindset to it, you know. But that's totally my opinion of it. Like, why I say that is because I remembered I went to an eye doctor once, and they did so much examinations on me, like, oh my gosh. Like so basically, like, I have an eye doctor in Vancouver, so, and I wear like contacts, right? And like one day, like I've worn like contacts for like, I would say around like 8 years at that time, and it's just basically suddenly my eyes were so dry. Like, sorry, my eyes were blurry, okay? And that really freaked me out. Like, imagine you wore contacts for like 8 years and suddenly your eyes just went blurry, like, on a day. So I was, oh my gosh, what is going on? So I quickly went to see an eye doctor and then in like Macau, and they did so much examination over on me. Like, they really overkilled it to the point that, like, you know, it costed me $3,000 MOP. I know it sounds absolutely insane, like $3,000 MOP, which is like around $500 Canadian. I was like, oh my gosh, you know, like, you know, they keep saying that they can't find it. Like, oh my gosh, like, we can't find it. Like, oh, like, I don't know what your problem is. Like, oh yeah, you need to do more examinations. And that's why I was like, oh my gosh. I even sent an email to my eye doctor later. And then like the eye doctor was just like, why do you need so much examinations? And you know what the result was? The result was that my eyes were just really dry. And that was it. Like, seriously, my eyes were just so dry, and they just added a lot of like teardrops, and really that just fixed everything. So I thought that was really overkill, and I didn't go back to the eye doctor place anymore because I feel like I got ripped off. And yeah, and that is why I feel like healthcare is expensive, because I grew up with free healthcare. And then next, I want to talk about weather. I mean, like, what can you expect when you are in Macau? Like, you know, what should you bring for clothes? Like, is it really hot? Is it really cold? Like, what should I bring? Okay, when you're like going to Macau for clothes wise, okay. In Canada, we have like 4 seasons. We have spring, summer, autumn, winter. Very normal, you know, just 4 seasons. Like, by the way, if you like never been to Canada before, like, I recommend going to autumn and winter time. Like, you know, for Christmas and like the autumn leaves. But yeah, anyways. But in Macau, we only have 2 seasons, okay? and like literally summer and winter time only, and maybe 1 month of like, not even 1 month, okay, it's like probably like 1 week of spring and autumn. And sometimes like I have clothes that's a little too hot for like winter, a little too cold for summer, right? And I can only wear it for a week, and that's it. Like for the whole year I can only wear it a week, because it was just like, it's a little bit too hot during like, during the winter time, but it's a little bit too cold during like summertime, right? So yeah, I feel really bad for those clothes. And winter in Macau, to me, is really cold, okay? I think it's because like I had the luxury in Canada that like I had like heaters. Like, everywhere I go, there's like heater, whether like that's at home, in my car when I'm driving, when I go shopping mall, when I go to a school, like I just have heaters everywhere. And then when I came back, there are no heaters here. Like I am just so freezing cold. Like when you see me wearing a Aritzia thick jacket, like those super thick jackets in like Macau, things are serious, okay? Things that that I'm just so cold, okay? And it's really funny because a lot of people are just even questioning me. Like they're just like, are you even from Canada? Because Canada, like it should be like a colder place. Like how come you can't stand the winter here in Macau? Like I'm like, honey, but I just can't, man. I just can't. And usually in the winter, like we buy like heat pad stickers. Like they come in like a lot of packages, and then you peel off the sticker and you just stick it on your back, your arms, your tummy, and your back kind of thing. Okay, I just stick it everywhere. Okay, it is like so cold. I buy those Uniqlo, like cause Uniqlo, they have like different clothing lines for winter. Like there's like something like heat and like medium heat. I buy the ultra heat, okay? I'm cold, I ain't like suffering. So I'm like I'm wearing like ultra heat inside, and my pants are ultra heat, and I have my thick Aritzia like igloo, like those kind of like jackets. Yo man, if you meet me during summertime, you'll know. And I also do want to mention that there are also typhoons in Macau, and they do appear like 5 to 10 times a year. Most of the time, it doesn't really affect us too much. It only happens like 1 or 2 times that it gets a little bit more on a serious size. So once like typhoon signal number 8 is up on TV, like they'll let you know. They'll be like, oh, typhoon number 8. A lot of businesses and schools are closed. Like, nothing is open basically, except for supermarkets, I think. But a lot of businesses are closed, and people will have to stay at home, just in case. You never know. Like, sometimes when it's like signal number 8, right? And like trees do fall down, and then they break things, and then glasses get shattered. And like, I think in 2017, there was a typhoon that was so deadly in Macau. It's called Typhoon Hato. It was just super deadly, and it really killed like 15 people. So you never know. Like sometimes it's not as bad, so sometimes it's really bad. But just remember to stay safe when it's signal number 8, and just stay at home. Take care of everyone. Make sure you have water supply, electricity, all these kind of stuff. And there's an area in Macau that you should expect for flooding. So when there's like signal number 8 for typhoon coming up, or like heavy rainstorm, this particular area is always flooding. Like every time it rains, like that area is flooding for some reason. Like, yeah, like it goes up to your knee. And then from what I heard from my friend, it goes to the rooms and stuff. And like Macau government has been fixing that area for like over 10 years, I would say. Like it's just like it's been such a long time. Every time there's like flooding that area, they keep fixing it, but I don't know what's going on. It's just not fixable or something. So if you're planning to come, like you're renting a place, just be aware that you're not in the flooding area. Like I told you beforehand, so like hopefully that just be more aware. Ask some people like, oh hey, where's the flooding area kind of thing, so you can avoid it when you like rent a place here. And it's also also very hot and humid during the summertime, okay? Like, literally, I walk out 5 minutes from my house and I already sweat so much, okay? Like, I am sweating like crazy. You know it's serious when you have like a lot of sweat like on your chest, okay? And like, I already have a dehumidifier in my room, and it's like it sucks out like a tank of water from my room like almost every day. It sucks out a lot of water. It is absolutely crazy. Like, I know. Give me a second. I just charged my laptop. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it is absolutely. Give me a. Okay, there you go. Sorry about that. I just needed to charge my laptop. And yeah, I have a dehumidifier room, and like, I recommend getting it. Really, like, get a dehumidifier in your room, cause like, oh my gosh, I don't know what's up with my room. It just sucks in so much water, and like, you know, it's just so much water from my room. And remember to get a fan during the summertime, you know, just in case you're like you're sweating a lot. Like, I have this little Taobao friend. I bought it from Taobao, and I just like, you know, this is me during the summertime. I was like, shh, and I'm like, yeah. Like, I have a little fan. It's very portable. And lastly, I do want to go over my last impression of Macau. I know this will be a little bit random, but I do notice I do notice that, and like, it does affect me personally. But yeah, I mean, it is non-existent recycling, okay? Like, recycling is like not in Macau's dictionary. So back in Canada, we have this garbage collector schedule. So like they have this paper that draws out like which area you're gonna be in. And for example, okay, so you're in the blue area. So blue area, every Friday you'll have to like throw it off, kind of thing. And then like, in the early morning, the garbage man will take it out for you, and then we also have a recycling bin, like a newspaper bag and like a wasted paper bag, right? And everything was kept really tidy. Like, it is color coded. And in the last few years before we went back, there was even wasted food bins where you put your chicken bones, leftover food for composite. I mean, it is crazy. Like, they're just really keeping it up there for environmental stuff. And Canada was just very into sustainability. Like, even the garbage bin at my university, there are like several sections. There's like wasted paper, garbage cans, like everything is just so separated. Like, I remember when I first came back, I was thinking like, where do I throw away my Coke can? Like, and I saw everyone just throw garbage together, and it doesn't matter if it's like food, wasted paper, whatever it is, they just throw it into one garbage can. And I was just like, oh my god, Mother Nature, oh my god, you know. Like, and I do hope that the Macau government do work on this part, and hopefully there are improvements on this in the future, because it is hurting the environment, and it breaks my heart, even though like I'm not like environmentally friendly, but it does affect me in kind of way, because I'm just so used to that like environmentally sustainability in Canada. Like, I like the way how they organize everything. Yeah, so for those who want to live in a place that really takes care of the environment, unfortunately, Macau is not the place. And yeah, I'm just gonna wrap it up. Like, give me a second. So, that's it for my first impressions when I just moved to Macau. Like, thank you to everyone who came to watch, and I hope you do find this useful, so next time when you come to Macau, you'll know what to expect. And anyways, thank you for everyone who watched. Like, just hello Sam, I just want to get it out there. It is like, I'm so happy that you're here with me, and I'll see you next Monday at 9 p.m. This is Candy from the Porkchop Bun, your best friend in Macau. Bye!